Are you looking for a knockout? I mean, one, you coming off two sensational knockouts, and two, it's in a foreign country, and we know how things get when you go to a foreign country. Are you looking for a knockout, or do you feel like you need a knockout?
I don't look for decisions, if that's a good answer.
I got you. I got you.
Nah, man. Whenever I'm in there, I have power and I'm able to let go of it. Just naturally. I let it flow. Like I am more of a guy that thinks, if the knockout comes, it comes. But when I'm in there, I'm gonna just put punishment on you, and however long you want that to last, that's kind of on you. But I'm in there to hurt people when I'm in there. There's never no, okay, I'm a box and move and try to get this decision. I never do that. So that's why I always say, like, you can expect fireworks, and I don't mean that in that cliche, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. Like, I'm bringing fireworks, that's for sure.
Okay. I mean, he's an offensive fighter himself.
Hmm.
So uh
Yeah, the way the styles match up, I kind of don't see a decision coming this way.
either way, you saying.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. Like the way our styles line up, like I just don't see a decision happening. So I definitely see this ending before the 12th round.
Okay. All right. What do you think is the biggest difference between you guys? Like, what are your advantages over him?
I just feel like, there's certain adjustments that I can make, and, certain holes in his game, little flaws here and there. And I know he says the same thing. I've seen a couple of interviews where he's kind of blowing me off. He's like, oh, yeah, it's real basic, this and that. But that's what a lot of my opponents have thought. And, I keep proving time in and time out that um, I'm not just a power puncher. I repeat that over and over. I kept saying that for the Fundora fight because they kept saying that I hit hard and that's cool and all this and that. But I keep repeating I'm not just a power puncher. Like I set these shots up. I take my time. I find them and then yeah, I just make it happen, and that's the reason these knockouts are happening. I'm not just swinging for the fences.
No, no, for sure, for sure. You got me thinking now. You got you saying that this may be a fire fight because of the styles. We are we already mentioned you're in the running for a knockout of the year. If with a win, fighter of the year. Now I'm thinking the way you talk about this fight, you also may get fight of the year. If it's an explosive back and forth fight, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure it's something the fans will love. And
Mm-hmm.
has that crossed your mind?
So I'm not a guy that tries to skate away with like a decision and all this and that, but I think I did show, especially even in like the Rosario fight, with his power and everything. Like I'm slick enough to not make it a fight of the year. I'd rather be in a one-sided fight. Like I'm looking for the knockouts and stuff. If I'm looking for big shots and everything, but I'm also that's kind of like one of the main things we work at with Salas is the that we're attacking, but at the same time we're slipping and moving and everything. And I want to get my shots off, and I'm not letting you take your turn.
I got you. I got you. Uh, yeah, no, it's exciting. I really, again, I'm picking you to win. I think I've seen enough difference of when you were coming up and in your last two fights, and there's also like a confidence that you have, and it's not fake. I usually, I do a lot of interviews. I usually can tell with some guys like, yeah, I'm gonna knock him out and this, and I'm like, yeah, that guy
Yeah.
doesn't believe a word he's saying. I get this
Yeah.
sense of confidence. Is that new, or you've always been like that?
I've always had it, but it's definitely uh, grown a lot. Because I've always had, like I think Brian Custer called it like a calm confidence or a quiet confidence,
Yeah.
and that's always been me. But it's definitely grown a lot, because um, so I started boxing late at like 16, and then I only had like I didn't even have like 30 amateur fights. I had like 27 amateur fights or something. So I've been getting my experience and everything, but now I just feel like I have the experience. Like I've gotten like probably hundreds of rounds in with guys like Erisandi Lara and like the other guys I've named, just elite level
Right.
work. And when I'm in there, like I don't feel if you hit me hard, I'm like, okay, I've been hit before. Like if you're fast, okay, I've timed guys like that before. I'm at the point where like the confidence meets the experience. So that's why you're not getting, oh, I'm gonna knock him out, I'm gonna do this and that. Like I know what I'm gonna do, I know what I'm capable of. And I think that's the confidence people see. And it's just what it is. I just believe in myself, and a big part of the confidence too is working with Tony Brady, because now the way that I've always wanted to work, he pushes me past those limits. Like every limit I thought I had, he broke every single one of them. And that's why you're seeing like now I can throw these bombs and I'm not getting tired because we work day in and day out. And the confidence, I've always said since the amateurs, I've always said that my confidence comes from my work ethic. And man, the work we're putting in, not just Tszyu, I don't think anybody's working that hard. So as long as I keep pushing myself, what reason do I have to doubt myself?
Is this the hardest you ever worked for a training camp, or is this like equivalent to what you were doing for the Fundora and Rosario fights?
Um, Equivalent and not because I just my gas tank is bigger, so we push a little harder. So yeah, I'm training harder, but back then that was my hardest, and then for the Fundora fight, it was my hardest. So like I can hit a little more weights, I can run a little faster, a little longer. Like I can jump a little higher, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything. So we keep pushing the limits. So like okay, for the Fundora fight, okay, this is how far we got, but I'm actually gonna post a picture pretty soon. Like, man, I've been shredded since like before the fight was even offered to me. I stay in shape, and the whole year-round thing. There's no off season for me, so we kept working. I've been in camp since the. I got back in the gym, I think like 3 weeks after the Fundora fight, and then I've just been working and chipping away at it. So I started this fight in better shape than I was for the Fundora fight. So yeah, I'm working harder, but because my I keep pushing those limits.